The galling thing about Nuts and Zoo is that they are really keen on comedy.
They love it,
they do,
absolutely.
and they're very supportive of comedy.
They're really
and
good to us.
do
They will
nice
interview us.
But unfortunately,
it's a pornographic magazine.
And you sort of feel people are only reading the interesting article about, say, the new series of Peep Show when they are tired of wanking.
Yeah,
they have wanked their balls dry, and now they're interested in hearing about a comedy show.
My body generates more sperm.
Yeah. While the zinc tablet takes effect.
I am going to just read this article about lip reading footballers on the pitch and maybe some one-liners from Peep Show.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's called the Gillette Fusion Power Stealth.
Fusion Power Stealth. The other razor brand, to be fair about this, is Mach 3, and Mach 3's it's
is that as
refinement.
in 3 times the speed of sound?
3 times the speed of sound, but Mach 3 Turbo. Right. Because when you're already going 3 times the speed of sound when you're shaving, what you need is to press a button and that you'll just get a little bit more speed out of your razor blade.
For people who are too busy only to shave at 3 times the speed of sound.
Yes.
So you're doing A-levels somewhere, yeah?
No, I'm GCSEs.
You're GCSEs, you're even younger than that. My God, good to have you here.
He said he was a student. That's why he got into initial trouble.
Yes,
he said, I'm a student. He's doing his GCSEs. Which point,
God,
you have
that
to
is
go,
lies,
you're a schoolboy.
Yeah, I mean, there's that name means something.
Yeah.
Student. Can I have an opener, please?
Yeah. I mean, students
already?
protest against Vietnam and have sit-ins. They don't do French orals.
Yeah, you're right. Students.
Yeah, bringing down the French government in 1968 had been left to GCSE students, and de Gaulle would still be in power today.
A strongly worded essay.
Yeah.
This is why I feel le gouvernement should fall. Oh, great! There's a link into sciencey nonsense and advertising.
When will we ever win the war on bacteria?
I think it's the fact that bacteria are invisible.
Yeah.
It's what makes it's a fantastic thing for just advertisers and spreaders of mumbo jumbo in general. Yeah. At last, there is an invisible thing that is dangerous potentially and does exist. And so we don't have to talk about ghosts anymore. Yeah. Because we've got this bacteria and they're everywhere.
And they're foreign.
Yeah.
So, they're foreign in a different meaning of foreign, but you can actually say that these are foreign invader of some description. It does bacteria touch buttons in a way that obviously bacteria cannot touch buttons.
Yeah.
Bacteria
they're on buttons.
Every
time you touch a button,
there's more bacteria there. Who's touched that button before? And are you aware where the button's been?
And I mean, you can think forever about whether you can get to the point of leaving a loo.
Yeah.
Who hasn't washed their hands? People who don't wash their hands after going to the loo will have touched that bit of the loo door.
Yeah.
So do you push another bit of the loo door? The loo door only pushed by similarly fastidious bacteria theorists like myself.
In a game of bluff and double bluff where people have not washed their hands and thought...
Bacterial terrorists.
If you're so unconventional you don't wash your hands, maybe you don't use... Maybe you like to just push the door here, and maybe you're someone who uses door handles in a different way. How do you get inside the mind of somebody who doesn't wash their hand after using the toilet?
Lots of people don't wash their hands.
That's
sick. But the terrible truth is that they're fine as well. They don't constantly have diarrhea and die. People go to the loo, touch their own cock, don't wash their hands, eat a baguette straight away, nothing happens to them. It's fine.
It's cruel. Yeah, it is.
It would make, if I did that, it would make me feel ill all day.
Yes.
And I'm sorry if you're into homeopathy. It's water! How often?
It was homeopathy now.
And this is definitely...
Yes, this is advancing a traditional view, which is
the correct view.
Earned knowledge is better than fairy tales.
Yeah.
Round of applause every night, by the way. Just so we know, if any homeopaths think that I'm just... It's every night. Huge rounds of applause.
They're the ones who's laughing there because they've just, prescribed a load of homeopathic anti-malaria medicine to some poor sod who's going to the third world and they're going to catch malaria.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The item had a headline. The item was titled "Bogus Psychic Scam."
Psychics is another one, by the way.
If there was anything in it, there would still be vast amounts that were being invested in trying to refine these skills.
If there was anything in it, it would be a significant genetic advantage for them to become more sexually successful over the last few thousand years, and we would evolve to the point where there were many, many of them.
Yeah.
Rather than
we would all be like
we
that.
would all be like, if there was something in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sight. or like ability to hear things, then it would have evolved across the entire population.
Do you think, was there a point before sight evolved among humans? Well, there wasn't. But say there was a point before sight evolved among humans that there were people who pretended they could see just for entertainment.
Possibly, and they would sell tickets to shows everywhere, and people go, "No, this is ridiculous." They go, no, I can
say you've got hair which is a colour I shall define as red.
Yes,
I've always felt like I did.
Like that in Ireland in particular, it's played by some fairly well-off guys from well-off schools. So frankly, if they lose, it's like ooh boo-hoo, rich kid.
Rugby, yes, boo-hoo, rich kids means rugby.
It's a terrible thing, though. Rich people who are given a nice education do turn out to be nice people.
Yeah,
more likely, actually, if you meet them, to be boo-hoo about.
Yeah.
Whereas some, grizzly footballer earns £2 million a year, gets into a fight in a nightclub, goes to prison. He's, genuinely probably had a really crappy background.
Yeah, I know, but there's no sympathy
turned him into a bit of a leery, fighty guy. No boo-hoo.
I know, no boo-hoo for Joey Barton at all, is there? Yeah. Nobody gives a damn about him. No, Joey Barton, nobody gives a damn about you. Stop putting out your cigarettes on your teammates' eyes. Yeah.
They gave a damn about...
Gascoigne.
Oh yeah, well he does enough boo-hoo for everyone, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And also be a bit careful, obviously, because he is in a terrible psychological state.
He is. It is difficult. Okay, we may skip that one then.
I wouldn't want the DVD to have to be pulled if he takes that final step.
I don't know what happens if. Oh God. I don't know what happens if you pull a DVD. They pulp it or it's landfill, presumably.
No, it's just the people who need coasters.
Yeah.
People who need coasters in pre-DVD society, so they can't watch it.
Okay.
I think. Pretty sure.
Well, hello to the people of Borneo with your coasters that make rainbow.
They've discovered French polishing.
Yeah.
But not DVDs.
The last thing they want is their mahogany tables. Well, they've got the mahogany there.
Yeah.
There are tribes in the Amazon who have lots of mahogany, but they don't want it they don't want the glass on which they drink their scotch and soda.
They're cocktail enthusiasts.
Yes.
They love their French polishing, and there's a tremendous coaster shortage.
Yeah.
Roy Chubby Brown has become like a god to them.
Yes. His face is on the underside of all of their coasters. Yeah. They flip it over and they go, umbata, Chubby Brown.
Yeah.
Oh, magicians.
Magicians. Now, because I was in a film in which I played a magician.
Yes, indeed you were, but I don't think magicians came out of it well.
Well, there were a lot of magicians behind. Well, the director of the film, Andrew O'Connor, was a magician.
Oh, okay.
He's still. It's not his main job now. But I think it was him who once defined magicians as essentially people who want to perform but have no charisma. And so they learn this thing.
They learn the thing.
And they learn it alone. And the trouble is that these skills are honed alone. And they can become, amazingly deft at making cards look like they disappear by practicing for hours and hours and hours alone. In societies pre-zoo and nuts.
Yeah.
Boys alone have better things to do than that now.
Yeah, it is an appalling art form in many ways. I have previously put it into Room 101, and this is just a more succinct version of that. Because I've met a lot of magicians backstage at things who won't stop. Because they've no other, they don't have, the ability to talk. Or to be just charming, or to be, to be off stage.
Yeah.
This is all they have to validate themselves, is the fact that fan, sprinkle, shot, who's gone, and they're constantly doing the tricks.
And the trouble is, clever though that is, if you've got to have the prop, it will never look cool.
Yeah.
If you sort of, at a party, if someone who's trying to impress you suddenly gets out a pack of cards and makes them disappear, the main thing you're thinking is not that he's made them disappear, but that he brought a pack of cards.
Yeah.
They're
awful people.
Who needs to be lap danced at 6 in the morning?
By the way, we moved on to lap dancing clubs. Unfortunate names for lap dancing clubs. That Medusa is just a horrendous name for a lap dancing club.
Yeah.
And presumably they just heard Medusa sounds a bit like seducer. And then put it in and never just Googled it. And I did make the mistake, and I would say you just Google it before you print like a frosted glass backing to your bar, and you print the napkins and the menus and everything. But once I said that thing, and it was just a valid point to make, but I said instead of saying napkins, said tissues. And it got this enormous laugh of the audience, as if in a lap dancing club they hand out tissues.
Yeah.
Some of the ladies are very attractive.
Yes.